Well, howdy there, feller. What do you reckon? We get right into it with a little bit of you send it, I art it. I had a little hiccup with my P.O. box where, well, let me let the southern accent drain out of my voice there. It was hanging on a little strongly. I finally ran to my P.O. box. There was a little hiccup where I forgot to pay it, and so it disappeared, but now it's back. Same address. It's on my website if you want to send stuff. Thank you to everyone who does. I know it doesn't all get recognized on stream, but today, a little bit of you art it. You send it, I art it, I think. I took a tiny peep in here, and I think there's something we can make art with. Plus, there's some letters here. There's a cool thing in here, double enveloped. I couldn't get it back together, I know. I like to open them on video a lot of the time, but I went to the P.O. box, and then I was sitting in the drive-thru waiting for my food with the letters right next to me in the passenger seat. And, you know, it's like a kid on Christmas morning. Sometimes you just can't wait to open it up. So I did, you know. It's a fun little moment. All right, here we have a cool thing from someone named Stephanie Este. Este? I think it's a German person. And check it out. They sent some cool art that they made into postcards. The black and white one is one of the pictures in the exhibition in Altona, part of Hamburg, Germany. Nothing must work. That's true. Nothing must work. Just make things. So these are cool postcards, and congratulations on the exhibition. Look at that. Really cool. Thank you for sending these. I'll be tucking these aside for when I need to write a postcard to someone. I love writing postcards because, you know, it's a little bit weird because you know that anyone who sees it along the way could read your message. I don't know how often that happens, but it's an interesting thought. Also, a little bit of loot from the dentist. It's a toothbrush. Oh, it already came open. I think I had it in my car for too long and maybe the heat melted the glue. It's a toothbrush, but I guess if you're determined enough, it could be a paintbrush. There's an option for the future, huh? It's a little bit disappointing. I've mentioned this before. I remember distinctly going to the dentist before when I was a little kid, and you got much cooler things. You know, they don't really keep up the joy of tooth care like they used to. No little balsa wood airplanes, no lollipops to make sure you keep coming back for more services. What happened? Toothbrush, toothpaste, floss. All right, we got a couple more things in here. There's some letters, but I just want to take a glance. Got a Lovecraftian Nightmare original. Garrett Butner. Look at that. Custom card, and putting it in the card protector is a good move, I think. Presenting your art, you know, I am lax on that sometimes, but it's an important thing. Taking a drawing and then putting it in a frame, for example, or taking a sculpture and putting it on a stand, it does a lot. Not even for other people, but even for yourself, to make you like, yeah, that is something cool. It elevates it. Like, wow, that's awesome. So good work on the art and the presentation. I like that a lot. Maybe you just did this so that it wouldn't get bent in the mail, but I still like it a lot. That's really cool. And this nice textured paper too. Got a letter from Grayson. Cute dog. Adorable. Just want to pull out any drawings they sent. Nice drawing there. Wow. I recognize those maybe ginkgo leaves and some other things, observations on nature, and there's a nice letter here. Something from Wendell, I think. Wendell? Sorry if I say anyone's name wrong. A nice card here. Looks like, I might be mistaken, but are these Monet's water lilies? Yep, Claude Monet. Nice letter there. And some art. It says, here's a drawing I made a while ago. It's a print, so the ink is not as black as the original. And looks like that's probably their Instagram. Wendell art book. Wendell? Check them out on Instagram. Let's see. What's in this perfectly cubic box? 5 by 5 by 5 inches. Oh, you shouldn't have. I am so honored. Look what I just got, y'all. Best Doodler Award. Peter Draws. Oh. Guys, it finally happened. On this day, I am so thankful. I'm so glad all of you could come here and join me today. I want to thank everyone, my friends, my family, my dedicated, loving fans and viewers. I dreamed this day would come, but I almost didn't dare to dream. My goodness, I'm speechless. Thank you, everybody. Should probably put this up on the wall. I'm just going to use double-sided tape, I hope. I think my landlord watches these videos sometimes. If you're watching, I'll fix the paint if it does mess it up. I think this tape is for scrapbooking, so it should be not that strong. Oh yeah. There it is. You can kind of see it. It's up there. It's official. All right, what else we got? Look at that. Little Ziploc bag. Got a thing. This is, oh, it's a pen. It's a 3D printed pen holder. That's cool. Look at that. Of a hand like that. And it's like a pen of some kind came with it. Well, that's a cool pen. Oh, is this from Dr. Deuce? Dr. Deuce has sent me a book of his poo poems before. Good to keep in the bathroom, I think. Check them out. I think they're on Amazon if you're into poo poems. There's something for everyone. Has good actuation. Very satisfying. Everyone knows I love a good pen that's fun to fidget with. And this is one of them. Then I guess you can pop it right in there, like so. That's pretty good. I like that. And, wow, there's also crumpled magazine pages in here. Coin advertisements, governor advertisements. From Canada to the Bahamas to Ukraine, large coins are everywhere, guys. Store, buy, and sell coins and currency with confidence. Good. Now I know. All right. So we have the pen from Dr. Deuce. And then take the, this is very nice, by the way. Take the nice handmade leather-bound sketchbook that we got in a recent video from Kelly on Instagram. Make sure you go check her out, Kelly's Art Throb. I'll put a link in the description. This is a very nice leather-smelling sketchbook, and if you don't remember, it has these like amazing inner pages. Someone in the comments of the video where I unboxed this one was like laying out all this knowledge about all the all the like special names for all the different types and parts of book binding, which is very cool. I didn't totally internalize all of it, but it's a beautiful sketchbook. And I said I was going to wait to use this until I finished the other sketchbook, just for my mental things that don't are hard to explain reasons. But I think I'm mentally ready. A new pen in a box, a new sketchbook from a box, lovingly handmade. I think it's time. This is very nice to hold, by the way, very supple. Okay. Okay. Oh, it lies so nice and flat. It's beautiful. Love that. All right, so this pen is just a ballpoint pen functionally, but ballpoint pens can be really good for working with, for drawing with. And the nice thing about ballpoint pens is you can get different types of lines based on how hard you press down. Like if you just kind of brush the pen across the surface of the paper, especially when you have nice, high-quality textured paper like Kelly put in this sketchbook, you can get like lighter lines if you barely press down. If you press down harder, you can get darker lines. So it's nice for getting different tones and shades. And, variety is the salt and pepper of life, I think someone said once. In other news, I recently read this book called Bad Blood. I'm looking up the author's name. John Carreyrou is the author, and it's a book about Theranos. Obviously, the person, you've probably heard of Theranos. There's this lady named Elizabeth Holmes. She's been in the news lately because she is on trial for the crazy things she did running this company. But I didn't really know that much about it, even though I watched the Netflix documentary. But this book it laid out, so it was a very good book. I'd recommend it to anyone just because I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Like this guy who wrote the book, I think, was a journalist for the Wall Street Journal who was one of the ones who first uncovered the story, writing several articles for the Wall Street Journal. And anyways, basically what I learned, besides all the facts about Theranos and how it all unfolded around the 2000s and the 2010s, as Elizabeth Holmes was, I think one of the main reasons that she was so successful at pulling the wool over everyone's eyes, is that the saying? Is because she was doing this crazy biotech company in Silicon Valley where it wasn't that unheard of for people to, for like venture capitalists and stuff to invest in, like to speculate on companies who didn't really have like evidence and proof of concept, like this is when like Uber and Facebook and Google and YouTube and stuff were bubbling up to the surface, and everyone was excited and wanted to be part of the next big thing. And it wasn't until much later that people looked back and thought, it was kind of weird that there wasn't anyone on her board of directors that knew anything about biology or blood sampling. And it was kind of weird that there weren't any venture capitalists or venture capital firms that invested with her that likewise knew anything about blood sampling. It was just people she was very charismatic and great at connecting with people and getting them to invest. And I guess she really wanted to be successful and really wanted to be a billionaire. Like that, when she was like 9 years old, someone asked her what she wanted to be, and she said, "I want to be a billionaire." Anyways, you may know all this already, but basically what I learned is how far confidence can go. And I realized like how much I second guess myself. I was kind of jealous. I don't know how to automatically just stop second guessing myself and doubting myself. And
I don't know, maybe, see, the weird thing about stories like this is they don't, when you read a biography about a person, you get like the facts of their life, things that happened, events, but you don't really get the nitty gritty, like the day to day things, like what do they do when they wake up? How do they feel? Were they depressed when they woke up? Did they waste half the day and then feel bad about it? So they wasted the next half of the day and said, I'll do it tomorrow because I already wasted half of the day. And I don't know, maybe, well, I guess sometimes they do give glimpses about like the daily habits of successful people, but it's still more of an overview. And, sometimes I read biographies and stuff about successful people to try to get inspired, but I think not that I'm considering Elizabeth Holmes a successful person. She's just more of a very interesting person. It's all just a very interesting case. But when I read about successful people, I think it can be dangerous because, you're looking at someone else and comparing yourself to them, but you don't, in your head, you think you know everything, and you're like, yeah, I want to be like that. But you're only getting, this surface level view, when for yourself, you have a much more detailed view. On the other hand, one of my main problems is that I can't figure myself out completely or control myself completely. So I don't really know what I'm saying here, but still that issue of comparison can bring myself down a lot, especially, looking at other, like one of the main reasons I don't follow a lot of like other like really successful artists and stuff on Instagram and get on Instagram or the internet and look at a lot of art online is because of comparison, I find myself comparing myself and wondering why I'm not that successful or as good or have as many followers or as rich or why my art didn't turn out that way or, why I'm not able to keep pumping it out every day and getting, it's just, it spirals me down in the wrong direction. So, I do follow some artists who are like, maybe I have found them inspiring or they're friends to me, and the artists I do follow seem to be, I like following art that is much different than mine. Anyways, I feel like I'm going off on a tangent now. Also unrelated to that, I started watching a little bit of soccer. I'm not really a soccer fan. Okay, I'll tell you that. But I played soccer in high school, and it was pretty fun. I liked it. I played it, I think, for 3 out of 4 years of high school, and I was the defender. I was a sweeper because I was always paranoid about people. I didn't like the ball being behind me. I like kind of, I don't know about feeling in control, but I like kind of feeling like maybe the last line of defense. Like, yeah, y'all go score and y'all do your thing out there, and I'll do everything I can to stop them from scoring when they come down here. Anyways, it was pretty fun, except that I feel like I was pretty weird and nerdy in high school. I don't really know for sure because it was just my own life and it's hard to get an external view, but I know it was pretty bad because people called me Napoleon Dynamite a lot because I had a big weird fuzzy fro and glasses. And when I played soccer, at least for 1 year, my parents got me these terrible sports goggles, which did not help at all. And people probably made fun of me. I don't think I really realized it if they did, but because I feel like I was kind of always oblivious to that kind of thing. Like I didn't really care, but I think I was kind of making fun of myself in my head, but I didn't care that much either. But also I think after that, I finally pestered my parents so much that the goggles were so annoying and the glasses were so annoying that I was like, please let me get contacts so that I don't have to deal with this anymore. And they're like, the contacts are more expensive. I'm like, okay, I'll pay the difference between glasses and sports goggles and contacts or whatever. So finally I got contacts, which I love. And then later, I think also the problem was I had kind of weird glasses that didn't make me look great. Like, I don't know, they kind of made me look more dorky. And then later, I got tired of the contacts, and because I got tired of having to put them in every morning when I woke up and taking them out every night when I went to bed. And so finally, later, when I was a little older and had some money of my own, I got LASIK surgery, and now that's so much better. Okay, I meant to be talking about soccer because there's a town near me, Charlotte. That's like the biggest town in North Carolina. They recently got a Major League Soccer team, and I want to go see one of their games. So I started watching some MLS games. I think that because you can like subscribe to it on like Apple TV and watch some of the games, and I was watching some of the Miami games because of Messi, right? Because he's like a soccer legend. I'm not like a huge like I said, I'm not a huge soccer fan or Messi fan or anything, but I know he's amazing, right? It's clear. Even when I watched 2 games. I watched Miami versus I think it was New York something, and Miami versus no, it was Miami versus LA, and Miami versus maybe New York. Anyways, the crazy thing about these games is it's so clear how much of a superstar Messi is compared to every other player. Because usually when someone scores, they score the goal, and then there's all these like, instant replays of like the person celebrating, like a slow-mo shot of the person cheering and, looking all crazy or sliding across the grass or something. But in these games, most of the time it would cut to Messi, even if he wasn't the one that scored, just to get his reaction. Because I think they know, whoever's producing the show, the game, that's why a large majority of the people are tuning in. He's that big of a draw. In one of the games, he was on the bench. Someone scored, and he was still the first person that they cut to. He was just sitting there smiling. They didn't even cut to the person who scored first. It was crazy. Anyways, I had fun watching those games. Especially, I still remember I watched a minor league game once when I was, I think, in high school. I think it was in Charlotte also, the Charlotte Knights, and I was just so amazed by how good they were. Like how often they were just how they could just keep the ball in the air, how well they use their heads, like 4 or 5 heads in a row, just the ball, because high school players, our high school team was really, really bad, and high school players aren't that great in the first place. But major league games, so I think I'm going to try to go to a major league game in Charlotte October 21st to see Charlotte play against Miami, because I feel like that's kind of a once in a lifetime thing. Unless I went to more, but I probably won't, because I don't care that much. But to be able to see Messi, he's just like I said, I don't care that much, but I know enough to know that it could be awesome. But I'm also a little bit afraid that he might not play, because it seems like from a couple of other games I clicked on, sometimes he just takes random breaks so he doesn't get too tired, because he's looking out for himself. He's got to stay healthy and not overwork himself. Hey, that's fair. But what if I go to the game and he's not there, or he just stays on the bench the whole time or something? I don't know. Anyways, it could be cool anyways. I think, just the energy and the vibe of a major league game would be awesome. I've never been to one before. I've been to a major league baseball game before, and that was cool. That was in Cleveland. So, Cleveland? Yeah. That was back when they were called the Indians. I bet they're not called that anymore. Anyways, I don't know if I had anything else to say. Oh yeah, the commentators. This was interesting. The commentators hardly, like 99% of the time, they make no mention of the players flopping. You know how in soccer there's a very common thing of them over-exaggerating, falling down and getting hurt to try to get fouls or whatever? And for someone like me who doesn't watch that much soccer, it's kind of like, it looks ridiculous. It looks really ridiculous. It's like they show the slow-mo replay, and the commentator is watching it with you, And it's so obvious half the time the two players didn't even make contact or something, and then one player's lying on the grass, writhing, holding their face or their knee or something. And I'm just like, what? But I think it must be a combination of things. Like, first of all, it's such a strategic advantage to get like a free kick or a penalty kick, right? That it's worth trying. And also, if the commentators did start engaging in, talking about, this guy's acting so hard, so clearly not a foul. If they started commentating on the flopping, I think it would just get old really quick, and it would become a really annoying part of the commentary. So I think it's probably really smart that they don't talk about it. They're usually just completely silent during that part. Anyways, I think that probably happens in basketball too, in a lot of sports. It's like, and probably also I don't know this, but the ref is probably also they're probably looking to see if you react. I don't know how it works. Never mind. I don't want to talk about it because I know nothing about it. Anyways, hope you're all doing okay. This pen worked pretty good. I like how the drawing turned out. It's been a while since I've done a 2-page full page spread drawing, and I need to go take a shower. And I was going to say fold the laundry, but I'm probably not going to fold the laundry. I'm just going to take it out of the dryer. All right, I'll see y'all later. Have a good day. Have a good night. Sleep well. Sleep tight. Okay, good night.